leaders they bring out. All right, Liam is bringing in Serena, and Hechi is bringing Arbiter. It's a very interesting pick on Frontier. One, UNSC, not usually the greatest pick on Frontier, but Serena actually does totally fine into an Arbiter here. Arbiter, not the greatest map for Frontier. Definitely has a bit of trouble dealing with some of those Mar BR type plays from some of the stronger leaders. The grunts, the elite grunts, can play pretty nicely on the outside, but you pretty much need to open up with a ghost if you want to have any chance of holding like a Mar BR. And that's pretty much the only build that Serena has. So that's what we're gonna see here. Usually the people try to pick Arbiter because they're trying to counter pick Trox, and they'll just do the grab the center mini, build a Rax, and just go YOLO with Enforcers and Grunts. But even then, it doesn't really counter Trox if they play cleanly. Where's your rabbit, Liam? Hechi always talking smack. Is there even a rabbit? No, he opened Marine. So opening Marine, usually not the greatest because you worry about being able to even buy minis, but I guess he bought this mini as he walked across with the Marine initially, so he hurt his initial build, and definitely he's going to have a slight delay on some pads here. But it shouldn't be too bad. He seems to have afforded because he didn't go. It wasn't a rabbit, so he was able to afford that buy. Usually, it could be tough to share the money on the sides, but UNSC actually tends to win out slightly, even though the grunt gets there first, just because it's a stronger unit. Hechi did take the power in the center, but with the split on the outside and the Gen 2nd from Liam, he shouldn't be too far off his hero, but he won't be able to build it right away. Because double outside yellow and Gen 2nd really doesn't get the yellow in time to just upgrade instantly. So Liam's just sitting there waiting for it because he queued up a Cryo Trooper, wants to start being aggressive and getting pressure on him. Hechi going for a hero. Probably the weirdest thing he can be doing right now. Hero, although normally pretty decent against most things, it will struggle with ice. Serena, if she's good at anything, it's particularly good at killing heroes, whether it be with Cryo Troopers or the ice plus like snipers or so. So usually the Cryo Troopers, once they slow it down, then they run into a real problem with being able to do anything, like especially a melee hero like the Arbiter being slowed down won't be able to get away or attack targets as effectively if Liam micros back. He did pay for the Bison. Is he going to afford the upgrade on the Bison? Not for a while, but he's going to continue to spam and use his 2 minis for quite a while. It'll be a while before he's able to send something over to potentially pick up a 3rd mini, but that's just kind of how it goes with UNSC. You play more for a unit count, which is always pretty nice. This is a great capture for Liam, capturing the center node. Hechi trying to clear this node on the side eventually, because not a lot to node strat, but he looks like he's trying to clear this node on the side. Slowing down that raid camp in the center with the Cryo Trooper is great, however, completely unnecessary. Usually if he just pushes to the main base, you stop the eco, but he does have 2 turrets, whether he knows it or not, so that's actually going to be the better play, given that there's already 2 turrets built. He'll just be able to secure center. And by having that center node, the Arbiter can't just run through center. He'd have to go around the outside to do anything. He does have this mini in the back lit up. Is he going to be able to buy it? We'll see. He's going for the gen. I think that Hechi's going to get the money first, whether he chooses to buy it or not, to be determined. Hechi looks like he wants it. He does grab that mini in the back. So he will have that mini, and it will be 4-2, but doesn't have the ability to fight this army from Liam, and Liam's just getting more node control. So he's going to control the center of the map. The Arbiter has to use rage mode to run away. And he does cap this node on the outside. He is clearing another node, which is nice. And Liam looks like he's working on his $400 defense with 2 generators. This looks like a game of Tech 2 Bison is going to destroy everything when it comes out, unless he can somehow stop it before it gets up to T2. But the Arbiter doesn't have rage mode, and he doesn't have mines. And he's chasing out, and he's red bar. He's actually in a little bit of danger, but Looks like the fridge is not going to be able to get that last shot on him. It'll be interesting to see what Liam grabs on his third point. I don't even know what he grabbed on his first. Okay, no, sorry. He grabbed ice blocks. We saw them at the node. So he has ice blocks. He has cryotech advances. And now he has a choice. He has a choice between getting heal or he can get mines. I think heal's probably the better play right now. Because it'll be able to heal up the bison and he can actually use it aggressively if he really wants to. Hechi's playing into phantoms, which is interesting. Being stuck on a single gen, playing into phantoms, three heavy pads is not going to do really anything for him. Liam's about to be into BO paying for T2 because he did go for 2 gen. He did upgrade another pad, but he's building Marines and he should just continue to build Marines. So playing against Marines, this vehicle hero that's about to get themselves up to T2, this one cryo trooper plus this Marine is going to clear this mini out slower than if it was 2 Marines or like 3 cryo troopers, because every time it freezes, they don't have enough damage to shatter. However, he does limit the eco because he is hitting that supply pad with 1 unit. One cryo trooper putting ice on it. This Marine checked that mini out. Now he's got a cryo trooper on this mini, which is great. Every time you put ice on a structure, any sort of freeze chill, it's going to reduce the production of that structure by 47.5%. So if we'll say roughly 50%, just cuts the production in half, which is pretty huge when you really think about it. He has all these pads, but no eco as a result. And building phantoms and staying on a single generator like this with only a single node, he's going to be on Tech 1 forever. This is not going to work out long term, but we'll see how it goes for him short term. Liam is getting grenade throw and a 3rd gen after he gets his garage up. He does have Tech 2 on the bison. The barracks doesn't really help too much, but there's no reason not to just continue adding in more cryo troopers. Hechi's finally getting a 2nd generator coming up, which is nice. Liam looks like he's trying to play into CT and Wolverine. If you know that you're dealing with, if you know you're dealing with enforcers and phantoms, you usually want to have I want to say a little bit of everything, but really just you want to have a little bit of air. So getting a blob of gales to go with whatever you're building on the ground is usually pretty good. He's still missing a watchtower. This turret, oddly enough, is a weak point on the base because the slow and both the slow and the freeze are not as strong as the watchtowers. So enforcers and phantoms auto-target air. So if you have any amount of air in there, then their damage is pretty wasted because they're pretty bad at killing air. Arbiter looks like it's going down right now to the Marines, the sniper, and the hero. Full center map control. Phantoms are annoying, but should not be really a big deal when you're facing Marines and Wolverines. He does have this 1 turret on his base. Does he have enough power to upgrade it? He is upgrading it. Any amount of Wolf and Marine can take that out. He could split forward and kill another mini off or just hold that center. Like, there really is no reason to send everything back. Those enforcers should pretty much continue targeting the watchtowers and the like. If he uses ice blocks, they'll actually focus the ice blocks because they're also buildings and they're closer. But if there's any units there, they'll go for the units. He finally cleans up this back mini, which is great. Enforcer dropped, used on the center there. Other enforcers running around. That's the danger of shuffling. I'm sorry, where did he get this air pad? Is it in the center? Is that what that was? I didn't even see the gales coming up. So yeah, he's got a bit of everything. Losing a phantom, he's gonna lose the enforcers, losing map control. And Hechi resigns. Yeah, it's really tough to win that matchup if you don't play Ghost, because then you can't actually fight the Tech 1. You lose that center map control, they hold 3 nodes on you, and then it's really tough to come back. I think it's a reasonable leader pick on that map.